G'day everyone, it's Sam and I'm Spored Shitless again. I want to make this video about how much water you should add when you get to the stage where your gametophytes might producing sporophytes. So you've probably seen these trays before in my other videos. I just wanted to demonstrate how they should look and how much water you should apply to get these plantlets to appear. So there's a few different ways you can do it. This one here, for example, this guy here, I just left him 3 months. It was really neglected, didn't even open the lid, and gave it one spray with water, flooded the top, and left it, and sure enough the plantlets started to appear. That's one way you can do it. Another way, with this little guy, I've used one of these tubs here, one of my little Spored Shitless humidity cribs with the lid on top, water in the bowl. Well, this one's actually got an aquarium heater. The heater heats up, or the aquarium heater heats up the environment in here. The perlite filled with water, condensation comes up, hits the lid, rains down on the gametophytes, and that allows fertilization, and that's how these two were done here. This one here, 7-litre Decor tub. With this one I tried a different method. I actually filled this up with water and left it for 2 hours, completely flooded. Drained the water out, let it dry out, and then the plantlets appeared. Now hopefully I can get in here for an extreme selfie and I'll show you how wet it is. I can squeeze water out of that. So the important thing is, for the gametophytes to produce plantlets, your medium has to be wet. It doesn't have to be soggy. I've seen that before. It does work. The thing is, if it's really soggy, your temperatures must be over 28 degrees. Anything less than 28 degrees, you're going to have problems. So here, between 25 and 28 degrees, I find as long as it's wet, so it's glistening and wet underneath the gametophytes, then they'll start producing plantlets. This one here is the same. So unlike my videos when I was talking about germinating your spore where it's quite dry, yeah, you need it to be wet. Now, I did touch on this subject in another video about spraying once a day. What you want to make sure is, if you have a look at the gametophytes there, you don't want them sitting in water for too long. They actually produce the plants when it dries out. So obviously the water comes in. I'll show you here on the microscope. There's your heart-shaped protheli. I'll just point out a structure for you. So just here, these little dots are the antheridia. So water comes in, hits the gametophyte. The antheridia will release the sperm, go down to the archegonia, or an adjacent protheli. If it's a hermaphrodite, it will produce on its own. If not, it needs 2 gametophytes to produce your protheli. But that's basically where your water's going. So without water, obviously you won't get fertilization. But we don't want this structure, you don't want the gametophyte to be sitting underwater for too long. Once there's water, and if it's the right age, if you've got your sexual organs right, if you've got your temperature right, your humidity, if you're standing on one leg with your tongue out facing north, then you'll get fertilization. But you don't want it wet for too long. So when there's water there, it fertilizes, dries out, your plantlets will come up. Let's give you a look there, just to show off. So there you go. Just don't keep them too wet for too long. If you want to do the flooding method, which works, flood it for an hour or two. That will have a bit of the boys and girls will have a bit of a party in there. Drain the water off and let it dry out, and hopefully your plantlets will appear. Otherwise, spray it once a day, once every 2 days. Just don't let your substrate dry out, and look, nature will take care of itself, and hopefully you'll get guys like this. Alright, hopefully it was helpful, and catch you next time.